Hey everyone, it's Dr. Cleopatra. Welcome. So, I want to do something really special with you today. I am going to screen share everywhere but Instagram because I can't screen share while I'm going live on Instagram. And I want to show you the really quick process of going into the Super Fertility Summit. So, let's do the process together. And then, for those of you who are on Instagram, we are going to share a screen share from my phone so you can see the process, how quickly you register for free. It literally takes 30 seconds. You put your first name, your email address, you answer, you check a box if you're a healthcare provider, and you check a box if you want to receive text updates and reminders in order to be able to watch. And then you get an email. And then once you have the email, you get an automatic email. Once you have the email, you go in there and you click to join. And day one is happening right now, but it ends soon. So make sure you don't miss day one. Day one will end on today at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time. So remember, it's free to join, and the day's sessions are free only during that day. Once the day ends, the sessions go away. You can still access them, but you have to pay a nominal fee to gain access to the full summit. You may want to do that anyway because it's a nominal fee. I think it's 60 something dollars, and you have access to 43 amazing experts in addition to myself. So 44. There are 53 sessions total in the summit, which are just absolutely incredible and everything that you could ever dream of. And then you also have the sessions always so that you can go back and review things. You can go through them at your own pace, whatever it may be. But if you aren't buying the paid access, which is totally perfect, I could care less if you get the paid access. I want you to have access to this for no cost. That's why we invested so much time and money in putting this incredible event together. If you want to have the no cost access, then you need to get in there the day while it's happening so you can see the sessions. Okay. So today, day one ends. It started at 3 p.m. Pacific. Yesterday was our kickoff, and it ends at 3 p.m. Pacific today. And then we start day two. So, all right. So those of you who are on other channels and you can watch me, I'm just doing this really quickly. I'm doing the quick registration so you can see. Okay. And then I'm just going to do like, oops, let's see. No. Okay. I'm not going to put my number in because obviously I don't want to publicly publish my phone number. Okay. So I'm clicking submit there. All right. So you can see there was a problem with, because I didn't do, there we go. Okay. So if you don't want to receive text alerts, then just don't check the box that you want text alerts. But I recommend that you do get the text alerts because it will remind you when the new days are starting, etc. All right, so now I'm in there, and what you can see is this says on the top right corner, we're live, watch day one. Okay, so you go into watch day one, and here you see the day's events. So I'm just going to give you the high level overview. So here's an introduction to the Super Fertility Summit at the very top. Then the first two sessions are mini sessions that I created for you. So the first one is about active versus passive pregnancy approaches. So this session is for people who have not been perfect at preventing pregnancy. So maybe you've been a little bit imperfect at preventing pregnancy, but you haven't yet started to try for a baby, or you're just now starting to try for a baby, and you need to ask yourself the question, is there anything about my history that would indicate to me what I can expect of my fertility? So this is a really important session. It has a lot of important information and clues that nobody ever teaches you about. And it specifically teaches you how the effect of age on fertility is inflated because it's confounded with this thing that I'm teaching you about, which is that if you haven't been perfect at preventing pregnancy, but you haven't gotten pregnant all along, there may be some important information in that for you. So that's the first session. The second session is about preventative strategies for potential fertility challenges. And this is really interesting. I tell you a story about a mama who I knew was going to have fertility challenges long before she started trying for a baby. And I could tell because of how much anxiety she had around the topic. And I talked to you about how sometimes anxiety can, or worry about fertility can become sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy, and when you should pay attention to that worry or anxiety, and how you can identify if that worry or anxiety isn't really something that you need to pay attention to. Okay, so those are the first two sessions. Then we get into the first guest expert, Dr. Felice Gersh, who is a renowned PCOS expert. This session is incredible. One of the things I'll never forget about this session is how she talks about how women with PCOS have bodies that are living in multiple time zones simultaneously. This is a really, really interesting piece of information, what it means and what you need to do about it. So make sure you tune in. If you have PCOS or you're afraid you might have PCOS, if you have symptoms of PCOS, if you have difficulty with weight management, your waist to hip ratio is higher, meaning that you tend to carry fat in the midsection. Even in the upper body, if you have more facial hair than you would expect for somebody who's female, if you have thinning hair on your head, if you have velvety patches, darker colored patches on your skin, these can all be signs of PCOS. And of course, if you have an unusually high AMH level, that can also be a sign. And if you've been told you have cystic ovaries. So if you think you may have PCOS, or you know you have PCOS, or you just otherwise have difficulty with weight, blood sugar, insulin, make sure you tune into this session so you understand what it means for fertility and pregnancy and what to do about it. Then we have the session with Dr. Joseph Anton, who is the CEO of El Nutra. And together we talk about reducing biological age to create a spring in the body for fertility using reproduction informed fasting and fasting mimicking. This is a revolutionary idea that I've only ever taught within the Primester protocol. I had never taught it publicly until the last few months. And Dr. Joseph Anton and I go very deeply into this topic. So make sure that you are tuning in for this one as well. Then we have Doctors Nishat Latib and Christine Park, and they are talking about gut health for fertility and specific types of gut testing that can reveal really critical things about fertility. Then we talk with Dr. Sharon Stills, who talks about hormonal balance for fertility success and really interesting and innovative ways of looking at lab testing, what kinds of tests you should be looking at, how they're properly interpreted, and what to do about it. Because sometimes you go places for help and they want you to run a million different tests, and maybe you go ahead and do it and you pay a bunch of money and you spend the time to go over the labs with them, but then they don't really know what to do with the information. And so you don't really do anything with it. So we dive deeply into this with Dr. Sharon Stills. Then Dr. Emily Hernandez comes to talk to us about the microbiome, the gut microbiome, the vaginal microbiome, and we talk about the incredible biocidin products that can support microbiome health, richness, and diversity. And then we have Rosemary McKenzie, the medical director of Mira Fertility, the makers of the Mira Fertility Monitor. And she talks about how to use the Mira for effective fertility health. And she gives examples of different types of menstrual cycles and how you can use the Mira effectively, even when you have PCOS, or maybe you're regaining your hormonal balance after miscarriage or IVF or some other kind of circumstance, when you could have cycles that are really difficult to interpret to move forward with your super baby goals. Okay, so then the next session is, what do you do if you have postpartum hair loss? And that is everything that we are covering in day one of the Super Fertility Summit. And then we have an incredible day for day 2 as well. So remember, get in there, make sure you get to listen to each of these topics and you get to participate in each of these sessions while they're still free. You can just comment me on this post wherever you're watching, on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, within the Art and Science of Getting Pregnant Facebook group, wherever you are. And we will send you the link so that you can do your free RSVP. Or if you want to do it yourself, just head to the link in my bio on Instagram. And I'm on Instagram at Dr. spelled out _ Cleopatra. Sorry, that's a little bit more complex than it needs to be. Somebody else has the DR Cleopatra. I've tried to contact them many times to say, hey, can I have that one? But it doesn't even look like they get on Instagram anymore. So Dr. spelled out _ Cleopatra. You can go there on Instagram, go straight to the link in my bio, and that will give you access to the free reservation of your seat as well in the Super Fertility Summit. Remember, this is a 7-day online summit. So you can join from anywhere in the world and you get 7 days packed with incredible information, tips, tools. We're busting tons of fertility and pregnancy myths. We're talking about the best and worst fertility trends of 2024. And I can assure you that these sessions are going to surprise you. Some of them will shock you. Some of the conversations will shock you. This summit will uplift you. It will snap you back down to the earth and being so present and in appreciation in this beautiful one life that you are living right now. It will speak to your mind. It will speak to your heart. It will speak to your soul. There isn't anything that we leave unturned and unaddressed in this summit. We really go deeply into these conversations. They're raw, they're real, they're honest, they're practical, they're soulful. So make sure you don't miss this. Really, I couldn't have, I had a big vision and a big dream for this event, and it we lived up to that vision. I can't imagine it having come together any better. It's so powerful. So get in there, get what you need. That's the whole point. Get in there and get what you need and share it with everyone you know who wants to be a mom or be a parent now or in the future, because we really want to make sure that this information gets into the hands of everyone who needs it. And trust me, even when people don't realize they need it, they need it. So join us in the Super Fertility Summit. I hope it blesses you. I can't wait to see all of the super babies who are going to be born as a result of this event. It just warms my heart so much. And you see, we have just 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 15 seconds left on day 1 of the Super Fertility Summit. So get in there, get your free reservation, get your free seat, and start diving in, digging into the sessions, and we'll be starting day 2 very shortly. I send you off with warmest wishes. I'm sprinkling super baby dust in your direction, and I'll see you very soon. I'll see you here for day 1 and back again very shortly for day 2. Thanks so much, everybody, for being here with me. I'll see you soon. And oh, by the way, don't forget to send us messages at support@fertilitypregnancy.org so that you can share with us your biggest takeaways, ahas, your favorite moments from day 1. I can't wait to hear them. We've already been getting incredible messages and just really messages of hope, excitement, love, appreciation. So I can't wait to receive yours as well. I'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody.